crypto market has been flying for the past 2 weeks, coming off its lows and going higher, which means we could potentially be seeing more bullish momentum over time, which also means that you could probably start looking into some of these altcoins for larger returns over the long term outside of, say, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the other smart contract plays I listed earlier in one of the earlier videos. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and myself, David Millionaire Incorporated, where I like to go through topics of personal finance, wealth creation, personal development, and crypto, as in this video. If you're new to the channel, guys, don't forget, smash that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know about some other crypto projects you're potentially looking at yourself, or what your thoughts are on the three I'm going to go with you today. Before we jump into the video, guys, I do have to let you know, though, this video is not to be considered financial advice. These are just my thoughts on what the market is going to potentially do over time, and this is just for educational purposes only. If you need personal financial advice, go seek out a professional financial advisor and get tailored advice to you and what your current needs are. As well as that, full disclosure, guys, I actually do own VeChain in my crypto portfolio, and I actively trade Ethereum. Ecomi, though, I still have to get into myself. It's a little bit difficult to get into, but have to let you know about that. And with that, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to go through three projects which I think will do great over the long term. And I'm kind of diversifying from just the regular smart contract play, which I listed in an earlier video. And these crypto projects, I think, have a lot of long term potential just because of their application and what they represent. So let's get into it. I'm going to go over the three projects here, which I got down below: VeChain, Ecomi, and Serum. I'm not going to go over them in that order. I'm just going to jump through them in whichever order suits me. So we'll go to the first one, Ecomi, with a ticket number OMI. Now, this is an NFT platform built on the Ethereum blockchain. And if you've been in the crypto space for any period of time now, you know that there is a lot of attention on the NFT space. It's still quite unknown, but I think that's because people are still unsure of how it plays a role. Also, the actual values of the NFTs which people are purchasing, or if it has any long term potential in that sense as just a digital piece of artwork. But Ecomi, I think, has actual a lot of long term potential. And that's because it has a lot of major licensing with brands such as Marvel, DC, other studios as well. I think were in talks of Pokemon and bringing out Pokemon NFTs and having the licensing to that on this platform, which means that long term it could go be worth mm, billions because of what it actually represents. People actually buying NFTs as collectibles, and if they have kind of those major licensings with major brands or collectibles, you can actually see a lot of people kind of putting their money into this to own kind of one-on-one certain NFT collectibles, digital assets, and things like that. But because it is actual early days, I see this, especially at Ecomi, with a lot of long-term potential. So I'll jump over to Coin Market Cap quickly and just show you some of the statistics of Ecomi. So here we have Ecomi and what it's currently trading at. So currently it's trading at 2.8 tenths of a cent. So it's got a market cap of $478 million and with a regular trading volume of about $4.3 million as well. And not all of its circulating supply is available at the moment. So it will still kind of outlay its tokens as it grows. And you can see here on the chart that it started off quite low at 8 thousandths of a cent, 800ths of a cent, and went all the way up to 1.3 cents. So it's currently sitting at like kind of like 1/6 of where it was before. So it has the potential to go 6 times higher than where it currently is. So it does have a lot of growth potential. Just to even get back to its all-time highs, where it was, where it had a market cap of, let's have a quick look here. of about $2 billion. So with the way the NFTs are going, you could see that even surpass that even further, especially as it gets onto some of the larger exchanges, because still it's on some quite small exchanges. Um, Only Gate.io, Bitforex, Ascendex, or BitMax. So once it gets onto those major exchanges, you could see an absolutely huge price pump higher, and easily go to at least 10 times where it currently is. Not anytime soon, but long term. So all these projects I'm going to go over today, they're more long term holds. So you can actually expect price to kind of go higher. It's currently sitting at market rank of 222, so it's quite low down. But like I said, I think it's got a lot of long term potential. Now, I wanted to go through the actual chart of this one, but on TradingView, it doesn't come up with a clear chart of what it actually is. So you can see it doesn't come up with anything. So can't do a bit of an analysis there for you. Next on our list is Serum, and this is a DEX built on the Solana blockchain. So if you, as you know, if you watched one of my last videos about Solana, Solana is one of the, if not the fastest uh, blockchain technology smart contract solutions out there. Layer one solution handling up to 50,000 transactions per second, and it is scalable. So Serum is actually the DEX on that, so the decentralized exchange, and it has backing and investment from Alameda Research, which is owned by Sam Blankman Fried, or Fried, whatever his name is. I'm hoping it's his name. Sorry, guys. And this is potentially going to be able to handle tokenized stock trading, or even stock trading itself as it grows. They are still kind of growing it out, but it is growing quite rapidly, and it's kind of the decentralized version of the FTX exchange, which is also owned by Alameda Research. So long term, I see this doing quite well because of those factors. Let's jump back over to Coin Market Cap and actually look into some more of the statistics of this coin. So as you can see, Serum is currently trading at $4.08 with a market cap of 147 million. Now, with that, you got to remember it's got a circulating supply of 50 million tokens at the moment, and that's only 1% of its max supply. So that may affect its price over time. So something to be kind of aware of. But let's go look down here, and you can see it had a max price at around. Let's see where it is. It's about 11, 12. It's about $12 something. Let's go on 1 year. Don't think that makes much of a difference. Let's go 3 months. See if we can actually get this price. No. So let's go year to date. There we go. So you can see it's got a max price of 11.93, just around $12 there per token. And it's currently sitting at market rank of 163. So still quite a small kind of fish in the sea. But let's just jump over to the trading view and actually have a look at Serum and its price action. So you can see I've actually marked this up before. So I actually have a look up here. So you actually see maximum price it got to is $12.89, so almost $13, and it's currently sitting at $4. So I'll have a grab my ruler. So from its highs to where it currently is, let's just jump down to there. It's retraced about 68% of its total value, and which means it can still move quite high back, or quite a bit, to its actual all-time highs, if not further. So from here back to its all-time highs, that's going to be at least a move of 220%, give or take, depending on when you get in. Now, I'm going to kind of zoom into this a little bit more so you can actually see this a bit more effectively. So, as you know, recently we've had that downturn where everything kind of got really battered, but I think we might be turning a corner now with the coins and the crypto space, where things might start moving higher. So one argument for this is it's actually created a W pattern on the daily. So it's kind of created this move down, created a low, came back up, created a high, came back down, created another low, but didn't quite go all the way below that. And now it's moving higher and it's actually created a higher high. It's actually closed above this recent high here on the daily. So what I'm waiting for it to do at the moment is actually kind of retrace a bit to potentially this area here. Let's get rid of this and actually show you why I'm thinking this area here. So potentially either here or at the base of this area here. So just a couple of areas you've got to kind of look out for at the moment. I'm going to kind of draw some Fibonacci retracements on this as well. So those are two areas I'm going to look for it to retrace to before buying back in. That's me personally because I'm a trader. I'm not actually a hodler, and I actually do trade this quite a lot. So let's kind of zoom in. Let's grab our fib retracement tool. No, wrong thing. So from the lows here, about $2.40, up to the recent highs of about $2.27. So that retracement down to one of these areas, probably actually a bit lower to here, I think, is in line with that 38.2% retracement. So around that $3.55, $3.50, $3.60 area, I see the price actually retracing down to. I don't think it's going to work off this area here, so I'm actually going to delete that or else I'm going to confuse myself. So you always want to try and keep your charts clean and neat. Or if it's going to come a slight bit lower, down to this 50% retracement or to this area here, like in between that 50% and 1.8% retracement. So in here somewhere maybe as well. So around that 3.25 area. Now, as you can also see, I've got some trend lines drawn in. So it's actually broken this kind of downtrend just here. And it's starting to develop an uptrend. And this is actually drawn on the 4 hour. So I actually do want to see it kind of retest that trend line before moving higher. So in this area here, somewhere I can actually see it coming down to before moving higher. So that's a bit of a technical analysis view of that. So I'll actually draw this arrow in so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So it did exhaust in this area of that $4. Try going higher. Let's see how this daily candle closes. We have had like 12 straight days of profit. So I want to see it, so like I said, come back down to retest this trend line and potentially one of these couple of zones. So this area at 355-ish, this area at 325, or this area at 340. So those are kind of three areas I'm looking at for price to kind of come back down to on the Serum token before moving higher. And it could potentially move back up to this $5, $5.20 area just up here. Now, the next token I actually want to look at is VeChain. And this is kind of a sleeping giant at the moment, where it actually does have a fair bit of hype, but at the same time, not a lot of price action and is still relatively cheap. So it's built on the VeChain Thor blockchain. I think that's built on the Ethereum network, but they've adapted it somehow. Don't ask me the details. It's gets a little bit over my head. I kind of just look at what it actually is going to be doing long term, and it can handle smart contracts, but it's actually a supply chain solution. So it actually tracks distribution of products from certain companies and things like that, and it has actually a lot of major adoption from a lot of major corporations like BMW, Renault, PricewaterhouseCoopers, who's actually also an investor. Um, and also links with some major Chinese companies which are in with the Chinese government. So it looks like it could potentially have some Chinese government backing as well, which could be absolutely huge, especially considering how large the Chinese economy is and what it actually represents. And another major thing with VeChain and why it's actually so attractive is it's actually got low transaction costs and is actually quite fast as a blockchain technology. So those are major positive factors for VeChain. So let's jump over the chart, or let's jump over to the CoinMarketCap and have a bit of a closer look at this one. So as you can see right here, VeChain's current price is 9 cents with a market cap of $5.9 billion. So it's not small. It is actually quite a large token, large project. It's by no small means anything like the other two. And you can actually see it's got a maximum supply of 86 billion tokens, or over 86 billion tokens, which have already been all distributed. And let's dive into the chart down here. So it's got a current ranking of 21 as well. So it's in the top 50. And it got to a max price of 25 cents there. And it got to a low recently of around 6 or 5 point something 6. I'll actually have a look at the chart in a moment. And you can see it's actually coming off those lows. So this could be a great long-term hold as a trade. So I'll jump over the chart now. So let's zoom into here. So as you can see, same thing. It's kind of set up that W pattern. So it's where it's kind of, oops, no. It's come down, created a low, created a high. It did create a lower low, and now it's kind of coming back up to create another high. But this one's a little trickier to kind of monitor because it's actually coming up to a downtrend line as well. So you can see that you got the high there, the other high, the lower high, joining those two kind of spots, carrying it forward. It's coming up to its third touch of that. So potentially this one could move lower from this area. So it could respect this and move lower, or we could see a break of this, test this area here, come back down to test this or slightly lower before moving higher again. But you can see it's created that W pattern there, which could be an indication that we could start seeing some higher price action, especially as it comes up to this resistance line as well. So let's check if there's anything else in the area which could be of interest. I'm just looking at this area just here. So it did kind of break above this area here, but I'm not too certain that's going to be a strong area to kind of monitor. So let's kind of zoom in a little bit more. So you can see here, price did kind of work off this area just here before moving higher. So kind of going to be a bit of a wait and see for entries, but long term, as an investment, not as a trader, I do see this being a great long term play because of all the reasons I listed earlier on, where it has those features of supply chain solution, um, great adaptation from major corporations for tracking, and also that incorporation or closeness to the Chinese government, which could be a major factor for this cryptocurrency. So have a look at these areas here, take a note. Um, let me know what you think as well of where some of these cryptocurrencies could move to or price predictions. Those are kind of what I'm seeing. I trade price action, so I tend to have a bit of a shorter time frame for overall long-term projections. But in saying that, from where it currently is to where its all-time high was, let's go here, it's still about a 200% move. So it has quite a fair amount of space to actually go higher, if not, if it doesn't go higher above that as well. So let's look at its all-time max market cap as well. So let's go year to date. You can see it had a maximum market cap of around $16 billion. So quite a large one. So 16.7, almost $17 billion there. So, and I do think it could go into the hundreds of billions as well. So $100 billion, that is a 20 times from where we currently are. And I have heard people projecting it to hit $1. So it's almost at least a 10x from where we are currently. So that's something I see, or where I see it moving to. So just kind of be wary of that. So those are my three picks for potential long-term holds for crypto projects and what I'm kind of seeing it doing. So love to hear what you guys think as well of these projects or other projects you think might show some promise as well. As always, guys, don't forget, drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, leave me a like. It does me a lot. I really appreciate that if you did. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys again on the next video. Cheers.